This video is for any of my viewers. I'm going to direct it toward, I think his name is Jason, but his YouTube channel is JP Videos. Now, a lot of his stuff is train related. Now, some of these are train related, some of them are not. Now, he's just asking if anybody knows of any places he should investigate. Some places that are on my bucket list that if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna visit them. Now, there's one place I'm gonna probably go to tomorrow because it's really easy to get to. I can drive there in about 5 minutes from where I live, but I'm gonna cover that at the very last. Now, first thing I'm going to cover here is an Amtrak derail site. This happened maybe 20, 25 years ago. Now, someone had deliberately, moved the track for, where the Amtrak was running on, and they ran a wire across the tracks. There's obviously somebody that knew what they were doing. Probably somebody had worked for the railroad, had access to various pieces of equipment. Like I said, they had. It didn't kill anybody, but it injured a bunch of people, and then it wrecked a bunch of train cars. Because I remember, the track runs, here where I live. They announced when they was going to run this train. I remember watching it. It came through real slow. You can see all the wrecked cars and stuff, and it was just a spooky, eerie sight to see all these wrecked cars. Like I said, it didn't kill anybody, but it hurt some people. It took a bunch of people up. And right after that, Amtrak stopped running service for the valley. They said that had nothing to do with it, but I'm kind of thinking it probably did. Now, the guy Steve that had the Sidetrack Adventures channel was out there a couple of weeks ago. I need to go back and get that video and see if I can figure out exactly where that's at. And sometime when I get a chance, I'd probably do it by like a 1 or 2 thing. Not be like camp out because it's in the middle of nowhere. It's out there west of what's that? It's probably about 20 miles west from Buckeye. I just probably follow the tracks out there on Google Earth and kind of figure out where that's at. The Amtrak derail site. Next thing I'm going to cover now in the city of Phoenix is actually a Steel Indian Park. It's where 2 helicopters collided maybe about 20, 25 years ago. It was covering a news story. Back then, each TV station would have their own chopper, and after that happened, they made them stop doing that. They'd have one chopper up that would get there first, and they would kind of share the video. They kind of, or they would keep, they would maintain a discrete distance. That's one rule that they have instituted, nationwide. That over that event, with those 2 helicopters, it killed, like the pilot in each of the plane, and then one photojournalist. It was 4 people, and they have somewhere in the city of Phoenix. They have a memorial to those four guys that lost their life in that helicopter. I can get to that fairly easy, and I think I can find that easy enough. Like I said, that one, but there's where the railroad tracks here in the city of Avondale go over the Alfred River. There's a bridge out there. Now it's kind of hard to park anywhere close to the bridge, but there's a place on the very west side I can stop and climb up a little embankment and then get the video the railroad track where it crosses the bridge where it crosses the Alfred River. I'll probably do that tomorrow morning because I can do that real easy. I have one video out there, and I'll probably make another one just so I have another one and just post it as Alfred River railroad track bridge. Now, the very last one is a video that JP had done. It's there somewhere in Pennsylvania. He's covered this. It's a graveyard. He's covered this 4 or 5 different times over the past 4 or 5 years that I've watched his videos. It's a graveyard. I think it's his very, very last video as I'm making this video. Now, this graveyard had gone bankrupt, and it was ended up at a tax sale, and some guy had bought it not knowing what it was. And this guy, after he realized it was a graveyard, he wanted nothing to do with it. He wanted to try to sell it, but the particular county this graveyard is in wouldn't let him do it, or he couldn't sell it or something. It's all tied up in court and legal battles and stuff. There's apparently one building, mausoleum, where a number of coffins are stored that is in pretty bad shape. Now, there's been some local pastor or priest or something that has worked with some of the families and helped them get some of the coffins out of it and relocated into other graveyards. Apparently, in the number of individuals that don't have any family, that they're still trying to get moved either out of the mausoleum, planted somewhere in that graveyard, or moved to another site. It's kind of tied up in court battles and legal hassles and all that. And I'm hoping to get some type of resolution one way or another that they can kind of get everybody out there, or maybe they can fix the building up, or it won't be in such a sad state or something. I don't know. I'm just hoping I'm thinking at some point in time, let's see some type of resolution where everybody can kind of be happy, more or less. Okay, love y'all, dude. Love you, JP. Love your videos. Bye-bye. If you want to do a collab video with me, if you're ever here in the Phoenix metro area, you let me know, and we'll do a collab video with me. And maybe you want to go out and do that Amtrak derail site. We can drive out there in a day's time and come back if you want to do that Amtrak derail site if you're ever in the West Valley, the Avondale, Arizona area. Okay, bye-bye.